Hi, Wednesday the 13th of November 2019. Thanks for watching. We just passed the full moon. That happened about half a day ago, sometime yesterday, depending where you are in the world. Full moon, and it was in Taurus, so it's kind of very earthy. Nevertheless, people are still having strange dreams. I would put some of that down to Mercury Retrograde and a little bit down to the fact that today the moon is entering Gemini, if it hasn't already with you. It was midnight 45 on the Pacific coast, 3:45 a.m. Eastern, here in UK 8:45 a.m. So it's that twins influence, kind of lots of things could go either way, but it's sociable. People generally speaking tend to be more cheerful, just because we start finding answers to things we can do about things. And we've got the Gemini moon right through until Friday. So I'm looking forward to a good couple of days here. Things feel more positive, and the conversations I've been having today feel a lot more positive than they usually do. The moon right now, 99.2%, so only just waning. That lunar energy is still very, very strong. There have been more dreams than I thought there were going to be. Also, that's my experience, and from talking to other people too. I had one the other night where I was trying to catch a train, and I wanted to buy some food for the journey first, because it was a non-stop train, but they wouldn't take my money, and I asked for the manager, and the manager explained that they couldn't take my money because I was from the future. So there we go, kind of crazy dreams, but there's always some kind of meaning behind them, They can be a bit scary, actually, not least because we feel the meaning that's in there, but that is the way dreams take us. It's another world, it's an alternative reality, and astrology, looking at the stars, everything like that, is all about moving into different realities and sort of almost experimenting with them. It's not such a bad thing to experiment if you really feel that you want to do that. Now, social experimentation with kind of friends and groups is really positive today because of that Gemini moon. The sun is still sextile Pluto. Investigations, cleanups, it even says here purifications, goodness me. So are you trying to kind of move something negative out of your life, or are you trying to bring something positive into your life but it's not working out? The thing to do today is think about, are there any negatives you could clear out? We don't want to dwell on negativity. We don't want to kind of think in that way, in that negative way, but we do actually want to clear away what no longer serves us. That's usually where the negativity is coming from, if it's coming from anywhere. But renewal also today, renovations, kind of cleaning things up, changing things, really at quite a basic level. Sometimes people think, well, it's going to be a huge effort to change things. It doesn't necessarily have to be. You may very well find that you've got the resources to make the changes that you need to make. It's also because there's the sun sextiling Pluto, sharing of power is indicated. Now, the sun has been sextile Pluto for quite a while now, but all these things are really positive, and it's particularly so when we've got this Gemini moon, because that really does, almost in the same way as a Sagittarius moon would, it gets us thinking out of the box and making big plans. But being Gemini, we actually tend to be able to find like-minded people to share those plans with, to share those ideas with, and actually people can take each other forward. You know what I mean? If you actually share a problem, you half it, they say. And a big part of that is finding other people who can help you really make a difference. The moon's opposite Venus, so social interactions are highlighted, but it tends to all be a bit touchy-feely, feelings-orientated. Well, feelings in this world are often dismissed because we feel, well, it's a hard world now, we've got to put our feelings aside. Not necessarily so, actually, and to go with the flow on that is quite a positive thing today. But generally speaking, it's not the best time for rationality. Never mind, what good is rationality? It's really no... it's positive, I suppose, and it helps our lives out. But really, if you're watching astrology, if you're interested in seeing the other side of life, as I am, and as I guess you must be if you're watching this channel, then feelings are going to be important to you, and they are really worth acting on, or at least thinking deeply about. But, act on your feelings, not a bad thing at all. That's all part of go with the flow, which so many spiritual people teach, for the very good reason that that is the best way to go. Mercury, still retrograde, but sextile Saturn, clarity, organisation, careful negotiation. So be careful, if you're trying to negotiate things, because that patience will help us reach closure. We will be able to find conclusions to things a lot better. And although Mercury is retrograde, that doesn't cancel any of that at all. It just means it might be a bit harder work. But there again, we go with feelings. We go with what's actually going on, not just in our brain mind, but in our heart mind, where we actually want to be. And as we incorporate that into going with the flow, we get a lot more done. We get a lot further forward. Venus square Neptune, strange feelings, strange emotions. That's been the case for quite a few days as well. And Mars right now is void in Libra. And I'm sure that would have been a part of the full moon, sort of slight weirdness. Not totally weird, but, slight weirdness going on in the back of our mind. Basically, at this time, we might find people taking risks that favour themselves instead of anybody else. Bit of a kind of everyone's out for themselves time. Well, not everyone's out for themselves, and we don't absolutely have to be. That's just the trend of the way things are going. But basically, being constructive is always good, whatever Mars is up to, and particularly whatever Taurus is up to. But under that Gemini moon, it's looking like a good day, and I hope you have a fantastic day, my friends. I'll be back very soon. Peace.